Welcome back to Q Dads, guys. It's me, Ben, and that's right, I'm here with another Silo video for you, breaking away from that disappointment that is called From.
No, you're not good enough. You're not good enough.
Hey!
You're not good enough. You're not good enough.
Stop,
You're not good
stop,
enough.
stop,
You're not good
stop.
enough.
Now, I'm coming to you with something a little bit different this time. I'm not coming to you with a normal breakdown video like me and Steve usually do, but I'm just coming with a bit of an opinion piece as we'll gear up ready for Silo Season 2, which is only days away. So Apple TV are of course pushing this show massively, even dropping some videos on their YouTube channel, like a judicial catch-up, a clip about Juliet lives, meaning that she actually broke out of the silo and survived. And of course, they gave us a bit of a short Season 1 recap, which condenses everything that we need to know about the show. That is important. But I've got to ask a few questions. What does this mean for Apple pushing a show like this? Now, if we look at some of the past shows that they've had, like Dark Matter and Constellation, and even Sunny, dare I say it, they've started to take a bit of a dip. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the shows like Constellation and Dark Matter were pretty good in places, but the recent Sunny did take a bit of a flop, and was this down to advertisement? Now, I'm not 100% sure if it was, but could this be why Apple is now pushing Silo? Are they pushing heavily on Silo Season 2 for ulterior motives though, like Severance? Let's think they gather as many people as they can to watch this show, Silo, and then start dropping the adverts for Severance, bringing even more people into the channel over this festive period. Or are they pushing Silo even more because they think the show will flop? And that's what I want to talk about in this video. So if you actually cast your mind back to Season 1, now of course there are no book spoilers here on this channel, we just want to put that out there right now. But if you cast your mind back to Season 1, there aren't really a lot of unanswered questions that we actually want answered. And what I mean by that is we have the big contenders like, what year is all of this happening? How many silos are actually out there with people in them? Of course, what kind of people are in all of the other silos? And how does Juliet's journey through these different silos connect back to her own? So those are some of the main questions that we actually want answering. But then there's some other questions like a bit of background around Judicial. Of course, you've got Sheriff Billings and his illness, which that was a bit of a mystery, but was it as intriguing as the depths of another silo? And then we have obviously Bernard and the founders of all of this. Now that is interesting, and I hope that does play out in a bit of a backstory episode, as we have seen in the sneak peek. But for me, I don't think they will touch too much on this. Potentially a bit on Bernard's story of how he may lose power. That's my prediction. But I think that the actual background of the silos and how they first came about, I don't think we'll see for a few more seasons. I think this season will all be about Juliet uncovering the truth and then getting that truth back to her own silo, number 18. Are you excited for Silo? Me and Steve, we are. This is one of the first shows that we covered when we first started out on YouTube. Yeah, we got absolute poor results, but you know what? We were committed and we did actually love this show. But I do have my reservations. Like, yes, we've seen Juliet leave the silo, and now I'm intrigued on how she interacts with other silos. One, how many of them, and then two, the people inside. But what will she do? Now, we know she'll go down digging for answers, or swimming for answers, should we say. Is she looking for that pathway that connects all of these silos together, like a network? And of course, where does that network lead? Does it just connect the silos, or does it connect to a more exterior point, potentially that distant city that we saw? So until I watch this first episode, I don't have big reservations. And that is purely because I'm not 100% sure on what direction the show is going to go in. I've got a few theories, like, you know, I've just mentioned about her trying to find answers and discover the truth. But what will Season 2 give us that will keep us invested within this? Now, I'm not going to spoil Severance in case you haven't seen it, The ending of Severance was very, very gripping and one of the best cliffhangers I've seen in a long time. So, what will season 2 of Silo bring to us? Because if you remember, at the end of season 1, we saw her leave the silo and she didn't die. And then it was revealed to have countless silos all around her. And that was actually a bit of a big, shocking twist. So, what are they going to do in this season that's going to give us that same feeling? Is it going to be that some of the silos are aware of Juliet's existence and what she's trying to do? Almost like an overseer silo? Are we going to see her touch base with the city that's on the outskirts? Or are we going to find out that in some weird way this is like the Truman Show and it's all just a test and there's millions of people on the outside watching? Probably not, but that's just another one of my crazy theories, mentioning no names for Silo in Space. But of course, this show does need to deliver, and I think Apple know that, which is the reason why they're now pushing the advertisement so much. They're doing interviews with the cast and crew, clips from the previous season, and I think all of this is a plan to get as many people in as they can, because they know that without that, it might not carry as much success. And I'm hoping to be proven wrong. I'm hoping the first episode or two will be fantastic and will keep the momentum going. But as we've seen from shows like From, the momentum just drops. And then it's hard to claw back. And I'm hoping that Silo does not follow that trend. And I'm hoping it sticks to it and gives us plenty of little bits throughout and then boosts it right for the last 3 episodes. So like I said, this was a little bit of a different video. And it was more of just me having a bit of a discussion and a chat about what my expectations for Silo are, which is that Juliet is going to go to another silo, she's going to learn the secret of all of this and that the founders, why they created it. Obviously we as the viewer won't, but she's then going to get that information back to her silo. But will Bernard be the one to block it? Will Bernard even allow her back in? Because we do see the revolution taking place. And how much of a knock-on effect will that have to other silos? Or will we see the same thing that happened to the silo we saw in the sneak peek, where someone above hits that button to flood the silo? Does Juliet need to do what she needs to do on the outside to save her silo in time? Or is she going to be too late and have all of those people that she came to love, mostly those in engineering, is she going to see them all die? Of course, this isn't about me, as always, it's about you guys. So let us know in the comments, are you looking forward to the second season of Silo? Do you think that it will flop? And if so, why? And of course, what would you like to see in the second season? And of course, again, no book spoilers, please, guys. We want to keep this purely based on the TV. So in the comments, make sure that you're not putting any spoilers. And if you are, give us a big fat spoiler, because we don't want to ruin that for anyone else. As always, guys, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And of course, we will be keeping you up to date every single week with this series, as well as in between giving you some of our little theories and little nuggets about what we enjoyed. So I'll catch you next time with something new.
You try to open the door again, and I'm gonna kill you.